I'm Jeffrey Pang.
I'm Kevin Pang, and today we're making crispy roast pork belly.
Remember when you were young, we call you Little Picky.
Oh my God, Dad! We're from Hong Kong, and one of the most delicious things to come out of our homeland is Cantonese BBQ. You love Cantonese BBQ,
Yes.
right?
Roast duck, barbecue pork, char siu, and my favorite crispy roast pork, siu yok.
Siu yok. So that is probably my favorite too, right? Imagine fatty, hunky, crunchy, crispy
Yes.
pieces of pork. And we're gonna make a home version that's just as good as anything you'll find at a Cantonese barbecue. Now, this starts with a skin-on, center-cut pork belly. Now, the way that in Hong Kong that they get the skin to be super crunchy and crispy is this dangerous-looking implement. I don't even know what it's called, right? It's like a poker, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so, how do they use that in Hong Kong? They actually poke the skin like that?
Poking the hole into the skin.
Right. But the thing is, if you look here, it's not actually going through. And so, if you are a Cantonese barbecue master in Hong Kong, what do? You have to boil the skin, right?
Boil in the hot water, the skin down.
Yeah.
Okay, boil about 2-3 minutes. Okay, so that you can use that.
So that you can actually puncture this. Now,
Yes.
we don't expect you to have one of these at home. And in fact, pro tip, don't bring this onto your carry-on baggage because TSA will put you in a locked room for 4 hours, so I don't suggest that. So instead, we're gonna do this the home-cooked method, which I'm telling you, it creates the most crunchy, delicious skin. So the way that we do that is we're going to first cut this into 3 pieces, okay? So I'm just gonna cut this, these hands have been cleaned, okay? We're gonna cut this into 3 pieces, just like that, all the way through, and I'll cut one more. So we've got 3 pieces, and we're gonna score it with the knife, 1/2 inch apart and 1/4 inch deep, okay? You don't wanna go all the way into the meat, but right through the fat, okay? So I'm gonna do this here. And what does this do, Dad? When I'm actually scoring this through, what does this help to do?
Yeah, we score the skin. This makes the skin more crunchy and crispy.
Yeah, because we're actually gonna be slow roasting this for a few hours, and then we're gonna finish this by frying this in oil, and this is when the skin really puffs up and turns super crunchy and beautiful. So we're gonna do this with all 3 pieces. This is a 3-pound piece of pork belly, about 1.5 inches thick. And really, you wanna go for the best, highest quality pork possible. I wouldn't get this at the local 99-cent pick and save, right? So get to know your butcher, make sure you get a really good quality piece of pork because it's gonna make all the difference in the world in terms of the flavor, right?
Yes.
So now that the skin's been scored, we're gonna create this dry rub, which is really gonna help it season and give it tons of flavor, and it's going to keep the meat nice and juicy during its long, slow roast. And we begin with 2 tablespoons of packed dark brown sugar, and then my dad's going to add 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, and we're gonna combine that together. The brown sugar and the salt, this part is absolutely crucial. This next part is completely optional. We're gonna be adding 5 spice. So this stuff is really gonna make it taste like a Cantonese barbecue. And that's about a teaspoon of 5 spice powder. And again, this part is completely optional, but it really adds a lot. Now we're gonna flip over these pork belly pieces and we're going to rub this dry rub all over it. Be careful not to put it on the skin because if you do, with the sugar, it's gonna burn the skin. You really don't want that. So I'll take some of this here and I'm just going to liberally just rub it on the top sides and also the sides as well. Got to get this part as well too. Very, very important. Get as much exposed pieces as possible. I'm gonna do this part as well. I think that's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll steal some spice from this other piece here. On this side as well? Okay, tell me what parts I'm missing here.
Okay, right there.
Right there, okay. Front side, okay, this is looking pretty good. So now this is gonna go in a 13 by 9 baking dish, and we're gonna put it skin side up. Be careful not to touch the skin and not to get any sugar on there. And then the final piece of this is we're going to season the top with more kosher salt. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna hang in the fridge uncovered for at least 12 hours, up to 24 hours. And by leaving it uncovered, it's gonna help the skin dry out. And you really want dry skin because that's how it gets super crunchy. Look at that pork. See, the skin has dried out considerably and a lot of the liquid has seeped out of there. It's looking really, really beautiful. Now in Hong Kong, they roast these in these very tall ovens, right?
They roast the whole pig, hanging in a very, very hot oven.
Now chances are you probably don't have a 6-foot tall vertical Cantonese roaster at home. So we're going to use a technique that my colleague Dan Souza developed. It's a really ingenious technique. It's really about roasting long and low. We're gonna be roasting this at 250 degrees, and we're looking for an internal temp of 195. So we have here a baking sheet. It's got a wire rack, it's lined with foil, and we sprayed the rack with vegetable oil. Very important step here, okay? So we're gonna transfer this onto the rack, and Dad, how long will this take to roast?
3 hours to 3.5 hours. The skin side up.
The skin side has to be up, great, okay? We got a lot of time until that pork is ready to come out of the oven. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the sauce right now. This cannot be any simpler. So we're gonna start off with half a cup of hoisin sauce, which we're gonna put in this bowl. Hoisin sauce is a little bit sweeter. I think it's almost like, can we call it Chinese barbecue sauce maybe?
Oh yes.
Okay, we can call it that. To that, we're gonna add 4 teaspoons of rice vinegar. We have 1 teaspoon of freshly grated ginger. And finally, we have 2 scallions, nicely sliced. And all we do is just whisk this together. So this is pretty much done. It cannot be more delicious and simple. However, when it comes to roast pork, there's a condiment you like even more.
Oh yes. I like extra spicy mustard. You must have this with cereal.
This, you have to have this with roast
Yes.
pork. Okay, can I try this?
Oh yes, please.
Okay, here we go. And this is very hot?
Well, you can try it.
Okay, all right, I feel like this is a trick. Oh my God, this is like napalm. Woo!
Yes, it's nice.
Wow, am I supposed to feel it in my nose?
I can see your tears.
Yeah, go, good God. Wow, that's good. And too spicy. All that we need to do now is wait for the pork belly to be done, and then we're gonna put it on the skillet and we're gonna get it extra crispity, crunchy. It's gonna be awesome.
Ooh, da-da-da-da.
Wow, look at that. Beautiful, it smells amazing.
Smells so good.
Yeah, this has been in the oven for 3.5 hours. We rotated it once halfway through, and we're gonna temp this. What we're looking for is 195 degrees here. Oh, perfect, right on the spot. That's great, we got 195. Another way to tell when it's done is you take a paring knife, stick it into the middle, and if it comes out without any resistance, you know it's done. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the pork aside, and what we're gonna do now is we're going to fry up the skin. And this is my favorite part. But what we need to do before that is we need to take some of this rendered pork fat, and we're looking for exactly 1 cup. So I'm gonna very carefully tilt this. You gotta use towels here. And I'm looking for exactly 1 cup of rendered pork fat. If I don't have enough, which I don't have right here, what you want to do then is add vegetable oil until it totals exactly 1 cup. And that's perfect. All right, let me get this out of the way here. So we have a 12-inch skillet. We're starting with a cold pan. So Dad, can you please add the oil into the pan? The The reason we're doing this in a cold pan is we want to give it one more chance to render some more fat, and that's how it's going to get super crunchy. So can you put this in skin side down?
Yeah, sure.
And we're going to turn this up to medium heat. And how long will this usually take?
Usually about 6 to 10 minutes. We want the bubbles around the pot berry.
Yeah, we don't want this to be roiling. We just want it to start getting bubbly around. And the reason you want to start this in a cold pan is if you use hot oil, it's going to burn the skin. We don't want that because the skin is the best part.
That's right.
Now, occasionally you want to pick this up and take a look at the underside. Let's take a look at this piece here. Look at this. Beautifully puffy, crunchy, golden. This is what you're looking for. It probably needs another minute or so.
Don't forget to tilt the pan, for the even cooking.
Yeah, you want to get all the spots here.
Yes.
See this part right here, not quite as puffy, and I think this is ready to be cut up and eaten, right?
Oh, yeah. I think that's ready.
Look at that. That's exactly what we're looking for, guys. So I don't want to cut into this right away, right?
You need to rest it for 5 minutes. Let it settle down. Be patient.
Be patient.
Be patient.
Good things come to those who wait. Can you believe we made this?
Yes.
I couldn't believe we made this. Look how crunchy this is, right? You can actually hear it, right?
This is the most beautiful music.
It's the most beautiful song in the world.
Yeah.
All right. So now all you got to do is chop it. Now, in Hong Kong, they would just take a cleaver and just go bang, 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 and just chop it really roughly, right?
Yeah, we call it 斬料.
Yep.
斬 means chop.
Now, but because presentation matters at America's Test Kitchen, and look at these scores that we made earlier, remember that, right? You can actually use this as a guide to make beautiful, clean cuts because presentation matters.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
go ahead.
Okay.
Let's start chopping these.
Look at this.
Look at that. Can you believe this? Look how beautiful this is.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Look at that. Can you smell this? Can you smell the 5 spice?
Yes.
And there's a sweetness to it too because we added the brown sugar. This is absolutely beautiful. Should we cut some more? Because I feel like this is not enough for the 2 of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and we have a whole crew to feed because they've been watching this for the last few hours. And look at these beautiful, perfect cuts because of those scores we did earlier. Yeah.
Okay, son. Time to eat.
All right, let me get some plates.
Oh, thank you.
This looks good. And I know you like the hot
course.
mustard, right?
Yes.
So I want you to try it first. And I will try another piece. I'm going to try the hoisin sauce here. Just a little bit here. And just look how crunchy that rind is. It's unbelievable. I'm going to take a bite. There are no words. Wow. What do you think?
This is so good.
Yeah.
So juicy and so tender.
Yeah. And the most important part, the skin, how is it?
Crispy and puffy and crunchy.
Yeah. If you get this man's endorsement, you know you've got a winning recipe.
Oh, thank you.
Let's eat this before the rest of the crew gets it.
Okay.
This is our favorite type of barbecue. Tell us what your favorite barbecue is. Leave us a comment below and let us know. And for this recipe, go to americastestkitchen.com/pang or scan this QR code.
Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe.